If you're organizing a department or are managing a special project, you may find creating a team site a useful way of centralizing your work and encouraging collaboration between your team members. See how to create a team site in SharePoint. From the SharePoint homepage, if I'd like to identify a communication site versus a team site, I can easily do this by scrolling down the main interface. Now, you may notice that you have certain sites that have a logo, name, and you may see other sites will have the same information but with group below. This indicates a team site. This team site will enable group members to work in collaboration on specific documents and even within email conversations. If you'd like to create a new team site, you can easily do this by going up to the top left-hand corner and choosing Create Site. From the Create a Site menu, you'll see Team Site on the left-hand side. To create a team site, just select Team Site, and you'll be prompted to enter a site name as well as description. I'm going to select the field and start typing in a site name. Now, once you've added your site name, you'll see information below has automatically been created, such as your group email address. This email address can be used within the recipient field, and you can send an email directed at the entire team. Below, you'll also find your site address, and you can scroll down and add a site description. Just below site description, you'll need to determine the privacy level of your team site. By default, it's set to private, and only members can access this particular site. If you select the drop-down menu, you'll see that you can choose public and anyone in the organization can access the site. I'm going to leave the option private selected because I only want specific members accessing this team site. Lastly, you can define the language associated with your team site by selecting the drop-down menu and choosing your corresponding language. Once you've selected your language, you can choose Next at the bottom of the menu. Now, in order to set up your team site, you can designate additional owners. To do this, you can select the field above and start typing in the name of additional owners that you would like to add to the team site. Once you start typing in a name, you may get suggestions below, and you can select a contact to add. You can also add members, so these are users that will automatically be added to the site and have access to the information. From here, I'm going to select the field and start typing in my contact's name, and then add them to the list. Once you're finished adding your additional owners and members, you can choose Finish at the bottom of the menu. Now that my team site has been created, I'll be able to identify the site in the top left-hand corner, and I'll be able to see this is a private group or a private team site, and I'll be able to identify the members in the top right-hand corner by choosing Members. From here, I'll be able to see who the owner is, as well as members, and I can come here and add members at any time to access the site. In order to leave this menu, I can select the X in the top right-hand corner. Now, from the team site itself, you'll see that it's organized a little bit similar to the communication site, but you'll see that the navigation menu is located on the left-hand side. From here, you'll find the home page, where you'll have web parts that you can add and modify in order to access news, activity, or even documents if you wish. Now on the left-hand side, you'll see Conversations. And from Conversations, you can select and you'll be redirected to Outlook, where you can compose and communicate with your team directly. Just below that, you'll have access to your document library, notebook, additional pages that may be added to your team site, and if you scroll down even further, you can access your site contents as well as Recycle Bin. If you would like to modify the navigation, you can select the Edit option just below. Now, you may have a notification to access Microsoft Teams, and you can create a team directly. If you'd like to leave this notification, you can select the X in the top right-hand corner. From here, you can choose Hide by selecting Yes. Now, from the main interface, you'll have access to options to create new pages, add applications, and even add a news link. If you'd like to access your page details, you can select the Page Details menu, and on the right-hand side, you'll see the Publish status, as well as your Edit option to modify the site itself. If you'd like to access your site settings, you can select the settings gear found in the top right-hand corner, And from here, you can access the options to add a page, add an app, as well as modify your site information, such as your site logo and description, and even remove the site if you no longer need it. In order to leave the settings menu, I'm going to select the X in the top right-hand corner. So now you've seen how to create a team site within SharePoint.